Welcome to the Foundry by Forge College. Look, building on Solana is absolutely thrilling, but debugging smart contracts without a proper testing setup, it's exactly like trying to defuse a bomb in the dark, completely without a flashlight. One wrong move and boom, your state is corrupted. So today, we're turning the lights on and handing you the exact tools you need to build with confidence. Okay, let's dive into this. We are rolling out the engineering blueprints today. On the agenda, we've got 1, the state of Solana testing, 2, exploring the framework arsenal, 3, speed versus fidelity, 4, the 3-tiered testing strategy, and 5, building your testing workflow. Section 1, the state of Solana testing. Testing stateful apps. So, if you hung out with us during our previous lesson on the foundations of contract composability, you already know that Solana programs constantly change on-chain account state, which is intricately tied to specific public keys. Which brings us to a massive million-dollar question. How do we actually test these stateful interactions? Unlike simple unit tests, testing on Solana means you're constantly recreating and simulating complete account lifecycles. If you can't accurately simulate these transactions, well, you simply can't catch logic errors before they hit mainnet. Section 2, the framework arsenal, testing tools. All right, picture yourself stepping up to your engineering workbench. You've got a complex job ahead of you, and you need to know exactly which instruments to pull from your toolbox. First up is the Anchor provider. Think of Anchor as your ultimate power tool. It's highly ergonomic and designed to drastically reduce all that annoying boilerplate code. It automatically handles the test-validator startup and the wallet wiring completely behind the scenes, giving you deterministic ordering and beautifully typed instruction builders through its IDL, or interface description language. It essentially hides all the tedious plumbing from you. Next up in the toolbox is Solana Program Test. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how this framework operates completely differently. It's a Rust-based tool that instantiates an in-memory simulated runtime. Because it runs entirely in process and loads your program binaries directly, you get to completely bypass all that usual RPC serialization overhead. The result? It is lightning fast and highly deterministic. Section 3, speed versus fidelity, the core tension. And that brings us to the core tension in all smart contract testing, the trade-off between how fast your tests run versus how accurately they represent the real blockchain cluster. I like to think of it as the wind tunnel versus the test track analogy. On the left side, in-process simulations like Solana Program Test are your wind tunnel, lightning fast, perfectly isolated, and absolutely great for testing pure logic. But on the right, local external validators are your test track. Sure, they're a bit slower, but they expose real-world friction, things like rent calculations and cross-program invocations, or CPIs. Let's look at this comparison matrix for a simple token transfer stress test across these frameworks. Notice how writing manual validator CLI shell scripts at the very bottom offers the highest state fidelity, but the absolute lowest developer ergonomics. Honestly, it can be a real pain to orchestrate. Compare that to Anchor at the top, which perfectly balances high state fidelity through a local validator with fantastic ergonomics. Meanwhile, Solana Program Test is sitting there giving you that blazing in-process speed. Section 4, the 3-tier strategy, unified action plan. So the crucial point is having all these disparate tools is great, but we really need to assemble them into a unified, actionable master plan for your dApp. By structuring your tests into 3 distinct steps, you get the absolute best of both speed and accuracy. You strategically layer them to build a comprehensive, rock-solid safety net for your program. Let's break those tiers down. Tier 1 is all about in-process logic checks. This is where you muck out RPC responses for client-side logic and lean on Solana Program Test to validate your core program invariants. Because you're working with sub-second feedback loops here, you can iterate incredibly fast during early development. It's a total game-changer for speed. Moving up to Tier 2, we have local validator integration using tools like Anchor. Now, this is where the rubber actually meets the road. You actively avoid mocks here because you need real validator-level semantics. This tier exercises transaction commitment rules, rent calculations, and complex message routing to catch those really subtle integration errors that a simple simulation might completely miss. Finally, Tier 3 continuous integration smoke tests. Here, you're running a compact, focused suite of end-to-end tests on scripted validator startups or ephemeral testnets. This is the tier that catches those frustrating environmental regressions right when you merge. And by the way, structuring robust, complex workflows exactly like this is a core part of what we teach in the wider learning programs at Forge College. Section 5, your testing workflow, practical application. Let's move to and see how this builds in practice. Connecting these pieces into your continuous integration pipeline is vital. First, parallelize your fast unit tests, but definitely run your slower validator tests in a completely separate pipeline stage. Make sure to cache your compiled program artifacts and always use deterministic key pairs from fixed seeds for reproducibility. Finally, capture structured logs. Rattle off these CI best practices, and I promise they will save you from endless pipeline flakiness and massive headaches later on. If you take away just one golden rule today, let it be this: separate your speed-sensitive unit tests from your slower integration tests. Maintaining quick, productive developer feedback loops is quite literally the secret to staying sane while building scalable applications on Solana. And this brilliantly illustrates the bridge between just evaluating frameworks and actually using them in the real world. Next up in our curriculum, we'll be implementing this 3-tier workflow with hands-on CI wiring. To prepare, I want you to pick a small program in your own repo and start mapping out its specific testing needs today. So, as you head back to your projects, I have to ask, which framework will you reach for first when you hit the workbench? Will it be the speed of the wind tunnel or the fidelity of the test track? Keep experimenting. Thank you so much for joining me today for this explainer. I highly encourage you to visit forge.college to learn more about this subject and explore our other fascinating Web3 topics. Happy testing, and see you next time.